Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Santos Show podcast. I am joined, I'm your host, Sammy Santos, or Sammy underscore NCR, and then I have my boy Justin in here as well. Say what's
What
up
up?
to
What
the
up?
fam. So, this week, guys, we're going to be talking playoff picture. So, that is what we're going to be talking about majority of this podcast. If you guys aren't very interested in the playoff picture and stuff like that, feel free to check out our videos. We will have an ending though, and we will go review a lot of the games that we obviously didn't talk about, but we will mainly hit those key ones that are like more playoff contenders, and then we can also hit the side teams, sort of what they need to do, for the next year, looking forward. But yeah, I can't wait for the stream, Justin, to talk about this. What about you, man? How you feeling?
Well, first of all, I got to go ahead and say, wow, what a difference, Sammy. Looks good, man. Had some upgrades over there. Nice little green screen in the background, looking good. That's
Thanks,
the
man.
first thing I got to say. Second thing, it's going to be a different podcast, guys. We're going to be talking mostly about like playoff teams that are in the race, teams that are in the hunt. We're not gonna be really talking about eliminated teams unless something really happened over the past weekend that we need to hit. So we're going off of any of those. Without any further ado, Sammy, you want to hit it?
Yeah, let's first, guys, make sure you guys, if you guys haven't, make sure you guys like our video, make sure you guys subscribe, and make sure you guys are hitting that bell notification to notify you whenever we go live. We try to make it at 6 o'clock every Tuesday. Sometimes we're a little bit late, sometimes we're a little bit early. We try to be right around 6 o'clock. We're getting better, but it can be tough sometimes because when I get home, I don't get home till 5:30, so I have 30 minutes about get everything wrapped up. Justin's been at home; he's just been working on stuff, so we're getting there, guys. So it'll give us some time, but sorry about that. I'll take you right into it, Justin. Let's talk about it, man. And the first team I honestly want to hit with these playoffs, I want to hit AFC side.
Okay.
Let's talk about it because this is going to be interesting. AFC is getting hot and spicy.
Yes.
How about those Bills shaking up those Cowboys at home? I kind of already expected this though. Like, I don't know how you felt about it, but I expected it. I expected Buffalo to beat the Cowboys, not in the way they did it though. I will say that. Cowboys were slacking and it did not look good. If it's not at their dome, I don't know is where what's wrong. You know what I mean? Like they can't play in other locations. Like they can only play in a dome or they can only play at home. Like talk to me, Justin. What do you think
Dude,
their struggles
dude,
are,
honestly,
man?
I want to talk about the Bills first, man.
Okay.
I thought they were gonna lose this game. With the way that the Cowboys have been playing, man, I thought they were gonna lose. The Cowboys literally looked like the best team in the NFC for a second until this past game. But I mean, dude, the Bills, they have to win out. They're in a situation they put themselves in where they have to win out, Sammy. And honestly, they still are in that same
I
situation. So yeah, it is great to see a great game versus the Cowboys. The Cowboys didn't necessarily have to win that game, Sammy. So the problem is with the Bills, man. Can they win out and sneak into the playoffs? Because right now, they're ninth. It's not
mhm.
looking good. They're 8-6. They're 2 games away from the Dolphins. The Dolphins have 10 wins. Do
Yep.
they possibly take the division? You would need the Dolphins to lose 2, and then for you to win out.
Yeah. Um, I see it. I
Because
see
they
the
have that
Bills coming
tiebreaker.
out. I see the Bills coming out on top of that division. Is that crazy to say? Is that? Is it though? Is it? Check their
The
schedules.
Dolphins
I
versus the
guarantee
Cowboys
you.
this week, Sammy.
Uh-huh.
Right? If
Mm-hmm.
the Dolphins display
I don't see the
what the
Dolphins
Bills
winning.
displayed against the Cowboys,
I don't think so.
they just got to win one game, the Dolphins. You really believe in these Bills? Because all signs point towards the Dolphins right now, Sammy.
Mm-hmm.
2 games ahead, 3 games left. I'm out of words.
Dude, the
I'm
fact.
shocked. Like, I am so shocked that the Bills are not in the playoffs this year. And honestly, if they miss it now,
Hold on, hold on. I never said that they weren't making the playoffs if they don't win out. I said that they will get top seed. I still think at the end of the day that they will be in the playoffs.
in
Like,
the playoffs, okay.
yes, I still believe they will be in playoffs. Whether that will be wild card or if they end up winning that division, they will be in the playoffs. I I don't believe. I think they're starting to connect the dots, and I feel like they're starting to make changes that are actually working. So I think that honestly, they have a good shot, Justin. Like, look at the AFC. I've already, like we said,
The
AFC is one I
Bengals,
really
the
want to hit
Bengals
because
beat Sammy. The Bengals beat the Bills, correct?
the Bengals did
Yes,
when
I believe
I
so.
believe so. Yes.
Anyways, so that means the Colts would have to lose, and then the Bills could sneak into that 7th seed spot.
Mm,
I'm just saying, like, they put themselves in such a bad spot
mm-hmm.
earlier on this season, losing the games that they shouldn't have lost, and now it. I'm thinking they miss the playoffs if they lose one more, and they don't have the best, you know, teams that they're versing this next couple 3 games. Man, it's not the easiest
For the
showdown for them.
Bills.
Yeah,
For the Bills, I mean, it's not too bad. Don't get me wrong. It's not too bad. The first 2 games, like let's go down first 2 games. You got the Chargers. Chargers don't look the same without Herbert, and even if they did have Herbert, that team is a mess. Is a mess. So
agreed.
they're looking towards next year. Patriots, same exact angle, right? They're looking towards next year. I'm not really worried about them outside their defense. Their defense is really is pretty strong, but outside that, I mean, they got really nothing going for them. And then the last game is what's going to do it, right, Justin? That's going to be the one against Miami. So,
Yep.
like we talked about, if the Dolphins don't win these next 2 games, they go up against the Bills. And the Bills already won their 2, and they go up again against them and they lose. I'm telling you, I'm just
No,
saying.
I'm saying I do see where you're coming from, Sammy. I
Mm-hmm.
understand it completely.
Uh huh. But
Tyreek Hill's coming back, and they won
okay.
without him. Tyreek Hill has
Okay.
fresh
Who
legs.
did they just play?
He's out there healthy.
Who did they just play?
I'm just saying, Sammy. I'm just saying. I don't see the Dolphins team losing 2. 1, maybe. Would it be against the Cowboys? Probably. There's a possibility. That's a good team. Playoff contender. So they can lose that game, right?
Mm-hmm.
But really, they're going to have to lose against the Cowboys and the Bills for the Bills to take that division. I'm not so high on these Bills like you and Webby are. I'm looking at
It's
this
not
like
it's not that I'm high and mighty about the
they
Bills.
got like a
What I'm saying is that, like, the Bills wouldn't be anything without Josh Allen, right? We can't say too much about many teams like that. That literally are, if they don't have their quarterback, there's nothing, right? Like
Kansas City,
Kansas City, right? Or
the
let's talk
Bengals.
about teams that don't technically, that are doing great, that don't really have, like, that have, they think they have an all-star. 49ers. You can put in any quarterback there and I feel like they'll still do the same.
I
Uh
disagree.
I don't. Um I want to say, now you guys are gonna harp on me about this. I'm just gonna say it. Don't get all offended on me, guys. Eagles. I could say that. The reason why I can say that, I will say yes. The only reason why Jalen Hurts is, like, very key there is the tush push. Without Jalen Hurts, I don't feel like that might work as well with other quarterbacks, just because Jalen Hurts just obviously knows how to get it done. But and you saw, like, with whenever that other quarterback came in, I think they had a 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1, whatever, and they didn't QB sneak. So instead, I think they punted, whatever. But at the end of the day, Justin, I think there are teams out there that have to have that quarterback without pretty much like with otherwise they're not winning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're not going to get those wins that they are used to getting. Josh Allen is that person on the Buffalo Bills, and I feel like he's been really he really wants it bad, and he doesn't want to be that person that doesn't make the playoffs because he is underperforming. So he is making sure he is doing everything he can to make that a possibility. And he barely threw the ball. He barely threw the ball. I think he threw it like 15 times.
Yeah, they're running the ball like crazy. They weren't really throwing the ball. We saw the tush push come out from Josh Allen as well, so they were doing everything on the ground.
Every team attempts it, man. Nobody does it as good as the Eagles, and I will say that every time. Nobody does.
I mean,
it as
the
good as
Bills
Eagles.
looked pretty good. You doing it, yesterday, man. Or sorry, Sunday. So, I mean, they looked really good.
And that's the whole reason the league isn't banning this that tush push, right? Is because honestly,
It's open.
like what other team can really do it? It's only the Eagles.
It's open. It's based on skill.
If any team could do it, then every team would be doing it on 3rd and 1s. But they don't because it's, I feel like it's literally the Eagles just have it figured out. They have the people, the personnel there in order to make that work.
So, speaking on the AFC, Sammy, the only team right now that it's clinched a spot is the Baltimore Ravens.
Yep.
Did you think that was going to be the first team that clinched the spot? No. I think many people believe the Chiefs were going to be the first one.
I don't, because the way they've been performing, and that defense, just abysmal. Man. It's abysmal.
Dude, that defense. Yeah, man.
But now you see what happens when you pay these quarterbacks so much money. They don't have no other money to put anywhere else. Instead, you got freaking Tony out there still dropping passes. Oh, and not just dropping them, giving them to the other team to get interceptions. So it's fantastic to watch, just to see, when you don't have a great receiver, even though these receivers.
He's talking about the Chiefs, by the way, guys.
Yes, and this is Chiefs. At the end of the day, these are NFL receivers, man. They need to be doing their jobs. They're getting paid freaking millions of dollars to literally just catch a ball. Would you do that, Justin? I know I would. Sign me up. You know what I mean? Like, holy shit, I'll catch a fucking ball for fucking couple million. Shit, you don't have to tell me twice. Are you kidding me? For one of the best quarterbacks in the league? Come on, man. That's embarrassing. Like, this guy, a lot of those guys on Kansas, I guarantee you they're not going to get starting positions anywhere else around the league after seeing what they've done with Patrick. Holy crap. Patrick can't make them shine. I don't know what can.
Yeah, I would have to agree. It's definitely embarrassing to watch Kansas City Chiefs drop passes, but I mean they've been on a big struggle train this year, and it's not just been the receivers; it's been Travis Kelce as well. So he just hasn't been healthy this season. It looks like he's not really into football this year, and you know what I mean. Like everyone knows where his mind's at right now. His mind's not on football right now. He's looking banged up out there. He's looking injured, looking old. Man, this is like the first time where I look on fantasy and Travis Kelce is not number one.
Yeah,
this deep
and wait. This is the first time I've looked on fantasy and I don't see Patrick Mahomes number one as quarterback and Travis Kelce is the number one tight end.
I mean, that just reiterates it reiterates our takes on the Kansas City Chiefs. Like they just really been struggling this year, and it's funny to see for me because I love it. I love to see the Kansas City struggles, especially as
I love to see it too.
Buccaneer fan. But
I love to see it, but I also don't like it when they're on my team.
Yeah, for your fantasy, yes, of course.
I got screwed. I got screwed this year, unfortunately. But continue. Sorry, I got a little off track.
Do the Ravens win this race? Are they just number one? No matter what, anything else happens as the remainder of the season, 3 games. Ravens number 1, Sammy, on your list, or do you think the Chiefs still have a chance? You would need you would need the Ravens to lose 2. You need the Dolphins to lose.
Uh uh-huh. But who wait, what's gonna be the game of the week this week, Justin? What is it gonna be? Oh yeah, that's right. 49ers in Baltimore. Oh shit. Yeah, how's that gonna go? Probably fucking south. Yeah. 49ers are gonna probably blow them out the
Dude,
water.
honestly,
Not even gonna lie.
how well the Ravens defense has been playing this year, Sammy, I'm not counting them out. If there's a team
Okay.
out there that can beat the 49ers, it sure does look like the Ravens, because if
It
the
would
Ravens
just.
can't win against the 49ers, who is?
can?
And then by the way, our first take in the beginning of the season, we had a take and we said who was going to win the Super Bowl, or like make it to the Super Bowl, our Super Bowl picks, right? What did I say? 49ers. I mean, look at them. They're disgusting. They're ugly in the face, man. When you look at that roster, you're just shaking your head and you're thinking, why doesn't my team have this roster? Why don't we ever have this roster? And I mean, man, like, we'll see what happens, Sammy, between that Ravens and 49ers game. I'm sure that's probably going to be the game of the week, along with the Bills and Cowboys. We got some great matchups. We're going to talk about them next week for sure, because they are playoff contenders. We need to get through those. But let's talk a little bit about in the hunt, Sammy.
So
as of right now,
in the hunt,
we have as of right now in the AFC, we have the Dolphins number 2, we have the Chiefs number 3, Jags number 4, Browns number 5, Bengals number 6, and the Colts number 7. And then the Texans and Bills 8 and 9, right? And I believe nobody else really, maybe the Steelers and Broncos we could talk about as well. But I mean, really, all of those teams, Texans, Bills, Steelers, Broncos, like
Broncos
they have to win
one
out.
hell of a which is possible. They go up against Patriots, the Chargers, and Raiders. Definitely possible. Definitely possible. They can definitely end on a 10-win season. That's for sure.
So, what I want to say is, these 4 teams, Texans, Bills, Steelers, Broncos, Sammy, I'm going to ask you a question. Do you see an overtake? Do you see the Jags dropping, missing? Do you see the Browns dropping, missing? Bengals dropping, missing? Colts dropping, missing? For any of those other 4 teams I mentioned.
This is where it gets spicy.
Interesting.
You just asked me one of the hardest questions, by the way, because we're talking AFC. We're not talking NFC, where we have our top 3 picks. This is AFC, where literally I don't even have.
This is where you can earn your money right here. You're right on this. Maybe I'll throw you some cash.
Yeah. All right. So this is what I got. I'm thinking. Dude, this is a tough one. I'm gonna say it, but I think that the Colts end up taking number 4 position over the Jags. The Jags end up dropping. Texans end up falling out of the race. And I think
this is a tough one.
Yeah, I think that the Broncos end up somehow sneaking in this thing. That's what I honestly believe. I think Steelers get cut. The
eliminated.
God, I
Bengals.
don't want to even say. Chargers obviously get cut. Raiders get cut. Steelers, I've already said that.
Texans, you said they get eliminated.
I think also the Bengals. The Bengals make it. I think the Bengals make it.
Wow.
Texans get eliminated. So
Texans you have out. You have the Colts and the Jags practically swapping paces. So you have the Jags at 7 seed. You have the Colts at 4 seed.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You have the Browns where they're at number 5.
No.
Okay.
No. And the
I mean, you
reason why I'm
got
changing this is because how well Browning has played for this team. I mean, dude, what a crazy win against the Vikings, man. What a
okay.
crazy win, dude.
So do you have a Browns Bengals flip? You have the
Yes,
Browns
I
at
have
number
them
6
flipping.
seed, Bengals at 5. Okay, so your number 1 would be Ravens,
Uh-huh.
correct?
Ravens, yes, one.
Bills number 2.
Like for the whole AFC,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah, because
Okay.
I had to think about that. I was like, hang on here. And I
Do you
was
have
like,
number 3
this is that. I'm telling you right now, that is a really tough
Broncos?
call. Number 3, I have
Broncos,
the
Sammy?
no.
Ooh.
The
Okay,
number
okay,
three,
okay.
number three is
Chiefs.
still gonna be Chiefs. Yep,
Okay.
Chiefs. Um,
4, you have Colts. 5, you have Bengals. 6, you have Browns. Then number 7 will be Bills
and actually, I think it will
or
be.
Dolphins.
This is the order. Hang on. Ravens, Chiefs, Bills, and then number 4 spot. Like I said, we already talked about it. I think Colts. So those are our top 4. That's in my mind. That's my top 4.
Okay, well, I got the
At number 5, I have Miami, and then Jags, and number 6. And then at number 7, I have the the Bengals. Wait. Yeah, number 6, right? Number 6, I have the Bengals. And number 7, I have the Denver Broncos.
Wow. I
That's
have the
it.
Ravens number 1.
Yep.
Number 2, I have the Dolphins.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, I have the Chiefs. Number 4, I
Okay, it's
have the
not changing too
Jags.
much. Yeah, it's definitely okay. First spots did not change, but okay. No imagination. No imagination for any movement.
Number 5, I have the Browns. Number 6, I
Okay.
have the Colts. And number 7, I have the Bills.
Wow. Okay. Wow. All right. Okay. So what makes you
I don't see
believe?
I don't
What
see the
makes
Bills
you
getting that high seeding.
believe?
No way.
What makes you believe for some reason
And the Jags?
you said yeah, that the Jags are going to keep their position in how Lawrence has been performing? You tell me.
Well, they just went up
Because
against the
because you know
Ravens.
who they go up against now, right? And they go away. You remember who they play against, Justin?
I do not. Refresh.
This is a trick question. Look at this, guys. He's a Tampa fan, doesn't even know who he plays next. He goes up against Tampa Bay Buccaneers at home. So this is going to get spicy, and especially on how the Bucks just performed, dropping over 30. Perfect passer rating from Baker Mayfield at Lambeau. Only the second person ever to do it there. Hang on here. What? Did he just say second? Yeah. The first was Aaron Rodgers. Perfect passer rating at Lambeau Field. Justin, that is not a small feat. And I'm going to tell you right now, Bucks are looking a lot
It
higher
is
than
against the
Jags are.
Packers. It is against
Bucks
the
are
Packers.
looking.
I'm sorry. I gotta say it.
It's against the Packers, but okay, go back.
We went up
go
against
back
the
in your
Packers.
scoreboard. Who did Packers beat? Wait, who did
See
Packers
how we
beat?
look.
Who did the
What's
Packers
our
beat?
Hold on. What's our problem? As Bucks fans, what's our problem?
What's your problem? What is your problem? That is the question.
What's our problem as a team? It feels like every single time we go against a contender this year, we automatically lose. Right? Just feels like that from the get-go.
Okay.
Here's a contender. Here's a test. Let's see how we play this week. I'm not going to go off and say, oh, well, Baker, perfect passer rating, 30 points. I'm not going to jump ship and be like, hold on a second. Let me find this man and pet him as my GOAT. No, absolutely not. Okay?
No, I did not say that.
Okay, absolutely
You said
not.
anything about go. I did
All
not
right.
bring up the G word.
I will say Baker's been phenomenal with the Bucks. I did not expect this out of him, this first year. I expected it to be way worse.
A lot worse. Yeah.
So
I
for
mean,
us to be in contention, I'm very happy. At the same time, I'm just not having as much faith as you are because I know who steers the ship, and that is Todd Bowles, and I'm not a Todd Bowles fan, man.
I am not a Double
I
fan
can't
either. I agree.
I don't like him,
I agree.
and that's the end of the story on that. Okay, now on to the Jags. The Jags overall have been good. 8-6. They had a tough remainder of 4 games, Sammy? They've had a tough 4 games?
Mhm.
Can't even.
Who are you talking about? The Jaguars right now?
Yes.
So the Jags over the past couple weeks? So
They lost 3 in a row.
They lost 3 in a row. They lost against the Bengals, they lost against the Browns, and they lost against the Ravens. The closest games were Bengals and Browns. Ravens, they just got blown out. But the Ravens are a very, very strong team. I get that. And then they got absolutely blown out against the 49ers. This is, by the way, before Lawrence went down. Now,
Yep.
you'll say, oh, well, he just played this past game. Like, obviously he's fine, right? No, I don't believe he is. He didn't even look right. Like, he literally doesn't even look like the same guy. I
Yeah.
don't know what it is, but, like, obviously, whatever happened, like, he probably should have stayed down.
Sammy, I'm very well saying that your prediction can come true. Jacksonville can lose against us, and they can drop from the 4th seed. Colts can take that spot. So can the Texans.
If they beat us, this changes everything because I don't think they lose against the Panthers. I don't think they lose against the Titans.
That's the thing. So they don't have hard games to get to. I don't find the Tampa Bay matchup a hard matchup for them. In fact, I find it very, it's going to be very soft compared to going against the Ravens, the 49ers. So if they come out and play, Sammy, and they look like their usual self, ETN's getting the ball and he's running it down our throats, this is this is really bad.
Yeah.
It can get south real quick. We can lose by 2-3 touchdowns, and then we're for sure saying next week ain't no way Jacksonville doesn't keep their spot.
But here's the thing, right? Even need our defense. Our offense looked untouchable at one point. Like, literally, it was just like a switch. We punted. After that punt, tell me where we made a mistake again. We didn't. Like, Baker was on fire. He was throwing dots out there, man. He was throwing dots. He was hitting Mike Evans. He was hitting Chris Godwin. And I'll just say like this, man. Jags, they better watch out because if Baker's firing like that, dude, I'm not gonna lie. Like, he actually looked like prime Baker, like when everybody was expecting him to play like up to this maybe not this high.
I think this is the best he's ever played in his entire career.
Correct.
Is with the Bucks for sure, without a doubt. No, because the Browns, they wanted to get rid of him, man.
Yeah.
What happened? Clearly. They got rid of him to the Chargers.
Well, where did Baker come from? That's right. He got drafted. When he got drafted, what team did he go to? You go to the Browns. What did they have over there? They had nothing. You know what he did with that nothing team? He brought them to the playoffs the first year.
Well, I think they had.
I could say that.
I think they had Amari Cooper for his first stint there, and then he got traded away to the Cowboys. They traded him back to the Browns. Yeah, and Baker was gone.
They did not have anyone. Like I said, they didn't have anyone.
I could be mistaken, but they didn't have. I think he had one receiver, and that's it.
Yeah. So now he's with a team that actually has weapons, and he's finally starting to use some other ones that I've mentioned in the past podcast. It's about fucking time. It's just, if he can keep that up, Justin, I have high hopes with our team and being able to beat the Jags. I still think the Jags, technically they should still come out on top, but the way they look, man, the way Trevor Lawrence, he just doesn't look the same right now that he did these, in the beginning of the year. That could be completely wrong after this next freaking Sunday comes by. He plays like ass, or plays like really good and just absolutely destroys us, then I'm eating my words. But until then, like I don't know, man. He hasn't been performing. After that game against Baltimore when he went down, and then he played last week. It didn't look the same.
All right,
It didn't.
so before we swap over to the NFC, I have one more thing I need to talk about for the AFC, and I believe we both should talk about it because this is something we brought up on multiple occasions on multiple past podcasts, and we are going to talk about the Chargers. Why are we going to talk about the Chargers? Well,
Might as well just talk about the Jets at that point.
because the Chargers finally did what they needed to do earlier this season. I just couldn't stand the job that the coach was doing. I knew he was going to get fired. His attitude showed me everything I needed to know. In the conference, in the post game conference, Amy, the way he acted, the way he was talking about his team and getting frustrated with the reporters and whatnot, he just didn't look comfortable out there. He didn't look like he was the guy that you want to be running your organization.
Well,
as coach.
Justin.
And
First of all, I'm gonna defend his guy because
I'm not going to defend him.
wait. No,
What was he hired for?
I'm
He
only
was
gonna
hired for
defend him.
defense.
I'm only gonna defend him because of the situation, like the kind of questions that they were asking him. Do you understand? Because they're asking him stupid questions, right? It's one of those like after a terrible loss, right? You're like, question. Oh, hey, what do you think? What do you guys? How are you guys feeling right now? Yeah, we feel fucking terrific. Fuck, like no, we feel like shit.
I definitely agree. But it's not a good look. And when this happens multiply, like over the course of a season, and then also adding in the fact that he was hired there in the first place because of his defensive mind, of what he's been able to show on the defense, how improved it gets, right? Everyone knew him like that. That's what he got hired for. He didn't produce. They're 5-9. They lost pretty much every game by like a field goal or more. If their defense just stopped them,
They lost a
for
lot
one
of
possession,
games by a field goal.
If they just stopped them one possession, I'm talking like this team is a playoff team.
Yeah.
Literally on paper, a playoff team. I just don't understand how they're not in contention. And this is even worse than last season, Sammy. Last season, at least they gave it a shot, This season,
it was expected last season. Last season, we were just like,
they're gone, man.
Eliminated first round, but like they have a bright future with Justin Herbert at the helm. And then this year started
They
out
went through some injuries. Mike Williams went down.
Yeah.
But, I mean, they still had Eckler. He was gone for the
he
first,
hasn't done much this year.
He hasn't done too much.
He hasn't
but,
done
I mean,
too much this year.
Honestly, when we look at Justin Herbert and see how much damage he's taken this year so far, with him being out and injured constantly, we look at that offensive line. I think their offensive line needs help. Get a new coach in there. Bolster up your defense, because that defense was putrid this year, man. Like, absolutely. You cannot have every team score 30 on you, man. Like, for real. Like, bolster up your defense, and then we'll see what happens next year. That's all I got to say about the Chargers, man. I want to hear what your thoughts are.
I mean, everything that you just pointed out, Justin, you pretty much just hit it. I mean, that's what the changes they got to make. They got to get a new head coach.
They already fired him, I believe.
Yeah. So they have to get a new head coach, and they need to start.
And who
I wouldn't
might
say
be
they
on the
have to
radar?
build from the ground up, because they don't need to build
who
from
might
the
be on
ground
the
up.
radar? Who might be searching for a head coaching spot, Sammy?
We already talked about Bill Belichick. I already talked
Just
about
saying.
that. But he's not going to go. He's not going to San Diego. I don't see him going to Chargers.
I'm just saying, with his defensive mind, and he's already got super offensive weapons.
I've said
he
that.
hands the offense to like an offensive coordinator, and he manages the defense. I see the Chargers being back in playoff contention. I find that a great deal for the Chargers. Even if it doesn't work, you gave it a chance for 1 year. The Patriots don't want him there any longer. It just, that's what all signs are pointing to right now is Bill Belichick's job. I think he does step down after the season's concluded, Sammy, and I believe that the Chargers should make a proposition to this guy. Get him a job as the head coach. If it doesn't work, no harm, no foul. He's an older coach. You drop him, you get somebody else. But as of right now, you really need a guy that can handle a veteran, I would say, a veteran quarterback, right? Sammy's been in the league for 4 years.
Yeah, I don't know if that would consider you a veteran.
I think after 3 years, really, you're
somebody
like,
it's experienced quarterback.
Okay.
Experienced quarterback.
Okay. I'm just saying, it's like a plug and play, man. I see it happening. I want it to happen. Will it happen? I have no idea, but what do you think about it if it happens?
I think that team would be scary with Bill Belichick at the helm.
I agree.
But a lot of sources are saying, some people are saying that there's no way he would go there. So I'll say money talks too, but at the same time, I don't think he's worried about money because I felt like Patriots paid him a very good bit. So at this point, I think at this point in his time, he would probably be chasing after another chip just to prove a point that he didn't need Tom Brady, or he's just going to be like, you know what, maybe he will chase the money and be like, you know what, I want like a nice fat paycheck for my last, season kind of thing, and then that's it.
Can we talk about can we talk about the Steelers for a second, dude?
Oh, jeez.
Is it
Sure.
is it time to blame Mike Tomlin? I mean, 6 playoff runs, right? No. Only won probably 2 games in the playoffs since his stint, and he's been head coach for the Steelers for 10 years.
I don't think it's his fault.
Do you think it's time for them to move on from Mike Tomlin? And do you think another team should capitalize on him if he does indeed lose his job?
So, this is all I got to say about this, Justin. It's not Tomlin's fault. And the reason why I say that is because look at Kenny Pickett's numbers. He isn't performing. He is a terrible quarterback. He should not be a starting quarterback. We already know this. And then I really want to harp one player in particular, and this has something to do with the organization itself and also the, his peers and everybody around him. George Pickens, one of the best wide receivers, could be easily in this game. Yeah. Unfortunately, though, has a very bad, I would say, temper. Nope.
Temper?
Okay. It's the way he goes about himself. I don't know if you've seen some of the plays. I've watched some of those games. And some of those games, they get intercepted, right? They get intercepted on. He will barely be running after the guys. He won't even try. He'll run the opposite way. When a running back just the other day when they went up against the Colts, they were trying to push it in for a touchdown, right? He was one of the blockers. He didn't block. He literally did not block. And you can go back and watch that tape back too. He did not block. I'm going to tell you right now, maybe he is just done, but what I would be doing, and this is hard for me to say because he's, like I said, could be easily top wide receiver, I would be benching him. And I'd be like, you're not playing. If you don't want to play, then you're not playing. Then, you can go elsewhere. I don't care. I don't know what you do with him, but you can't have that kind of morale on that team. That is not good morale, bro. Imagine having one of your teammates just being like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. I do know that the Steelers organization, they've won a lot of Super Bowls, man. They want to get back on that winning train, man. They're tired of just making the playoffs. They want to win a Super Bowl again, and they want to do it soon, right? Just like any other team. And when you have problems on a team for a long time, tends to happen that the coaching job is up for debate. right? Up for
I don't.
grabs.
I don't think Tomlin's is
If
though.
they don't get rid of Tomlin, when do they?
Whenever they get an actual decent quarterback that they can actually do something with, and then if he still can't perform or still
Mhm.
can't even get them into the playoffs, that point, that's when I would be like, yeah, like he had his time, he
We
had his era, time to
yeah.
move on.
We don't know what their expectations are coming into the draft, seeing if they get a quarterback or whatnot. Trade. We don't know any of that, right? It's too early. I do believe chatter starts to pick up about Mike Tomlin's job here soon, especially if they lose and get eliminated. If they lose and get eliminated, it's the Steelers, just like the Patriots, just like the Cowboys. Extra attention, and the attention's going to be on the head coaching job. And I mean, it is what it is, man. It's been 10 years since his stint, and he's only won 2 playoff games, man. So one way or another, you got to look at it like that.
Yeah, some unwanted attention. That's how I would put it.
Is there any other team you want to talk about in the AFC before we move on to the NFC, Sammy?
That's exactly the question I was going to ask you.
I
So
think
if we were going to ask the same question, then
dude, I really don't think the Bengals make it. If they do, holy shit. Joe Burrow.
Bengals make what?
If they make the playoffs, and they
I think they make the playoffs,
and they win,
but here's the thing. Wait,
holy
actually,
shit.
you know what? You just gave me a point to talk about because I really want to talk about this. Jake Browning, what are you doing with him, Justin? If he is on your team, and you have, Burrow, he'll be back next year, right? Burrow comes back in next year. You'll have 2 elite quarterbacks. One's going to be on the bench, though. I know you're not sitting Burrow. You already paid him handsomely.
No, I think.
What are you doing with Browning? Are you trading him for like picks for next year?
Yeah, I think the Bengals do that, man, because
that's what I think.
When you look at it this way, they can go get another backup, right? Jake Browning's shown enough in this league already that other teams are going to be interested, right? They're going to give them great deals. Might as well get the deal while the trade value is high, right? You got to think about it like that. So what are they going to look to get out of him? Well, the desperate teams might offer a 2nd-round pick. No way in hell gets to a 1st round, right? 2nd-round pick, right. Some cash for cap space, etc., right? Trade deal is probably going to look somewhere around there. Maybe even a 3rd-round pick. Maybe they might accept that as well, depending on this draft class and what they need.
I wouldn't. Not for him, the way he's performing it. Imagine if he goes out and balls
they still
this weekend,
I don't know what his contract situation, Sammy, looking like. If he still has multiple years, man, it's a blessing to keep this guy on your bench. It's because if Joe Burrow gets injured like he did this year, you're gonna need an elite quarterback.
Yeah, but I feel like you get more capital. Imagine getting those draft picks and then picking up a better O-line for Burrow.
Agreed. No, I definitely agree. So we'll have to just wait and see what happens this offseason, Sammy. But I don't think anything gets to that part until the offseason, really. If the Bengals miss it, information will come sooner. But if the Bengals make the playoffs, we're not going to hear any about this for a couple months.
Right. Yep. And then we really need to have that conversation of what they're doing, because I don't think they would make it past round 1. They might, but imagine if they went far with him. That would
that'd be nuts. The Bengals should just be clapping their hands, just being like.
I mean, they should be happy at the end of the day, like because at the end of the day, they're going to end up pulling something out of this. Yep. If Browning keeps performing the way he is, shit. Fucking, you're helping us too, and in a way, you're getting us wins, but now we might be able to trade you next year. No offense to you, but we might be able to trade you next year, get you a starting position somewhere else, and you'll help us out by getting us some draft picks.
And remember, with Joe Burrow healthy, these Bengals are a different story, man. They really are. They look unbeatable. We saw that matchup between them and the Bills.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, they do.
They've been playing really good, and then Joe Burrow went down, and ever since then, when Joe Burrow was injured in the beginning of the season, he didn't look right. They lost games. He goes down again.
They started out 3-1. 1-3, Justin. They started out 1-3, and then went on a tear 4-1 win streak, ending and beating the 49ers and the Bills. And then they lose against the Texans by 3 points. They go up against the Ravens, got mopped by 2 touchdowns, lost against the Steelers by 6 points, and then won against the Jags, Colts, and Vikings. So, and that was all with Browning. So, yeah, I don't know what to make of this, man. It's interesting story. I will definitely say that, and we can talk about that more coming in the next further weeks.
Do you think they wait until training camp and let both of them battle it out for the starting job and then get rid of one of them?
No.
You think it's Burrow's on their way? I mean, look at the money that he got, man.
They paid him too much.
Look at the money he got. Yeah,
nobody's going to pay to try to buy him out.
So are we on the same page? Browning is gone after this offseason? Okay.
I think he gets traded. And gets a starting position somewhere. All right,
let's get on to the NFC. We have the first 3 teams that have made the playoff spots already. Clinched the spots. 49ers at number 1, Cowboys at number 2, and the Eagles at number 3.
Incorrect. You got San Fran,
number 5,
Cowboys, and then Detroit Lions at number 3.
But has clinched the playoffs.
Clinched, yes. Those 3 teams have clinched. So, and the only reason why, do you know why the Detroit Lions still haven't clinched it, Justin?
Because there's 3 games and they can lose 3 games and the Vikings can overtake.
Correct. So because the Vikings are so close, technically.
One more Lions win though, it'll seal the deal.
And the Detroit Lions had the Vikings, Cowboys, and Vikings. So Cowboys are gonna be a tough game.
Depending on how that game go against the Vikings, Sammy, depends on whether or not the Vikings.
They need to win both those games against the Vikings.
Probably even
because if Vikings win both those games, oh my God! If Vikings win both those games somehow, if Vikings win both those games, and then also ends up, losing against the Cowboys, we're talking a whole different ball game here. Like holy shit just got flipped. I don't think that'll happen. I don't think with Kirk Cousins out, Dobbs out. I don't think that happens, but I mean, it could shock me.
Yeah, and what's the deal going with Justin Jefferson? He tweaked his ankle or his hamstring. He was out this past game.
He doesn't want to play. He doesn't want to play.
Yeah,
he has that. I honestly, he doesn't want to play. He wants to play for Kirk Cousins. He doesn't want to play for any other quarterback, and that's the kind of impression I'm getting from him.
I mean, it's sad. I think he should be out there no matter what. I think he has talent.
Especially with them having.
I think he has unlimited talent, man. Unlimited potential in this league.
Oh, he's the best wide receiver
he should be going
in my mind.
No matter what. He should be just like Jamar Chase. Even if Jamar Chase doesn't have freaking Joe Burrow, man. Like he's out there, he's playing. Like Justin Jefferson. Got to get out there and play, man. Especially if your team needs you to make a playoff spot. You got to find a way to get out there on the field.
Sorry for all you fantasy holders of Justin Jefferson this year.
That's a tough one, guys. There's no way. Because most of y'all took him number 1. And I don't know what y'all were thinking. But
I mean, they knew what they were thinking because he went off. He popped off in the beginning. Like, he was popping off. Like, every damn game he played, he popped off.
Yeah.
But like,
were they Christian McCaffrey numbers, Sammy? No.
Oh, yeah, he was out beating Christian McCaffrey. Yes, he was. Like in the weeks, yes, he was. But then when he got hurt, obviously, at that point, it doesn't matter. Yeah. So,
I mean, you not counting on that.
Dude, he was the only person. He's the only person on Vikings, though. Like, dude, come on, Justin. Let's be real. Like, he was the only one getting the damn ball. That's just like when freaking Christian McCaffrey was at freaking
Addison
South
is nothing
Carolina.
to sleep on, man. Addison's been doing really well this season, especially because he had to pick up wide receiver 1 duties. I mean, look at him, dude. He's been making some great plays this year without Jefferson.
Yeah. 100%.
I mean, just them two at 100%, man. This team is really good offensively. Really good, especially TJ Hawkinson in there. Dude, I'm just saying, like, they've got a good squad. They just... it's a bummer to see Kirk Cousins go, because with Kirk Cousins out, Jared Goff is like top of that division, man.
Yep.
Don't see the
And
Lions moving. They got Jahmyr Gibbs, who has finally like been popping off late in the season, just carrying the load for him. They got a 1-2 punch with Montgomery and Gibbs, and it looks unstoppable because they're both elite and they're all rested all the time. And Jared Goff doesn't throw interceptions. They win the game, man. That's all he's got to do. Don't throw interceptions. You win the game.
Don't be an idiot.
Every game they lost this year, really, is the games that he's thrown interceptions. So he keeps those turnover numbers down as a team, as a whole. The Lions, they got the number 3 spot, Sammy. They're looking really good.
Yep. And real quick, guys, if you guys aren't staying in tune with the conference right now, so San Fran, we got number 1, Dallas, we got number 2, Lions 3, Tampa 4, and then after that, it's pretty much wild card with the Eagles at number 5. So Eagles and Cowboys, they're battling out. Justin,
Sammy,
who's coming out on top of that division?
If we land the 4 spot, don't we have to verse the Eagles at number 5? If things were to stay
whoever, yes, because of our record, we will be versing number 5. Unfortunately, yeah. At the end of the day, we still verse number 5.
You know what? I really hope we verse the Eagles.
I really hope we verse the Cowboys. I don't want to verse the Eagles,
dude. Get it out, dude. Get it out of the way.
I want to play up against the Cowboys.
Bro, get it out of the way. We beat the Eagles. Everyone's gonna talk about us. They are gonna be scared of us. We beat the Eagles and kicked them from the playoffs.
I don't want Dallas.
We beat the Cowboys
playing at
and
home. I don't want Dallas playing at the home. I don't want Dallas playing at their home. Dallas at home is scary.
Do you want the Eagles to play at home?
I'd rather yes. I would rather Eagles play at their home than play.
All right, so you would rather verse the Cowboys than the Eagles, Sammy?
Yes.
Okay.
How would you not? How would you not? The Eagles, I'm telling you right now, just because they're on this loss streak, I'm gonna tell you right now, they're still a very elite team, and a lot of people are like pushing them aside, like, you know what? Maybe
I
they're
think
not that elite.
I think
you are dead wrong.
I think the injury toll is finally shaping up there, man. Dude, they are injured. I'm not saying that they're not gonna get healthy come playoffs. But if they don't, we want the Eagles. We want the Eagles, man. I'm just saying. As a Tampa Bay fan,
you don't want the Cowboys? You'd rather go up against Eagles than Cowboys.
I'm just saying the Cowboys. So
you're telling me Cowboys are better than the Eagles?
That's
what you're saying. You're saying the Cowboys are better than the Eagles.
Hold on, Sammy. What did we do to the Cowboys in the playoffs? Every year that we met them, what have we done?
For the most part, we beat them.
Yeah, we pulled out the we pulled out the belt and whipped Dak, right?
Yeah.
They're gonna be targeting us, man. They're gonna be targeting us hard, bro. Like, I'm just thinking about it, and every way I think about it, I think this Eagles team, I'd rather verse than the Cowboys team come playoffs. I think the Cowboys team come playoffs, they're going to be, if they're all healthy, it's going to be hard to stop them. But then again, there's also the factor of what does Dak do in the regular season and what does he do in the playoffs? So there's also that, Sammy.
Yeah.
Do you think Dak is going to be good in the playoffs finally? Or do you think they're going to be one and done
if
again?
If they're not at home, they fall to pressure. And,
and are they one and done? Are they a one and done team? Are they out first round?
Depends. If they get the bye, not the bye, they're not going to get the bye. San Fran's going to hold that. If they end up getting, I would say if they win first round, yeah, if they win for if they win out, Eagles end up 5th. I think that they make it to the championship. But if the Eagles make it and end up them putting them down below them, I think the Cowboys might get eliminated round one against us. That's why, and that's the whole reason why I wanted the Cowboys, right? That's the whole reason I wanted them. I
Yeah,
wanted to
I
go up
mean,
against Cowboys because honestly,
because
I
we
feel like
always
we have
beat
the best
them,
chance.
right?
We have the best chance against them over the Eagles.
I mean, I see your thinking, Sammy. I just, man, they've looked like the best this season that they have like ever, really, like since a long time, since Tony Romo, right?
Right. And we're still not out of the neck of the woods. Like I said, we still have to play Jaguars and then the Saints. And the Saints are tied with us to 7-7, so anything can happen there.
Yeah,
They can
yeah, we can still miss.
Yeah. They could win this week. We could lose and then we play, or let's say we win, right? We beat the Jags and then we play them. They have the same record. They beat us.
All
We're
right, so
out.
now that you're talking about the Saints, possibly overtaking us, who do you see moving in the NFC, Sammy? So first, 1, 2, and 5 slots have been sealed, right?
Right.
Okay, so the first 3 playoff berths have been sealed, right? Where do you see the rest of this going? 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 6, 7, and then you have the Seahawks, Saints, Falcons, Packers, Giants, Bears.
Detroit
Any
keeps
moves?
it. I don't
Okay.
think top 4 moves outside of Cowboys. I think Eagles slot in there. I think it's going to be 49ers, Eagles, Lions, Bucks. And then for 5, 6, 7,
Yeah, the Cowboys at 5.
Cowboys at 5. Ooh. I want to say Rams at 6. And then the Seahawks at 7.
Wow.
After that big win that they just had, the Seahawks against the Eagles, I see them at number 7.
I would have to kind of agree with you, Sammy. I see the Cowboys dropping to the 5th seed. The reason being, they're versus the Dolphins this week. Then they got the Lions next week. And then the following week, they have Washington. So they can win that game, right?
Yeah.
Washington, worst defense. Yeah. If they lose that
Well,
game, if they find a way to lose,
Washington has their moments of great defense.
Yeah,
so you gotta be careful. Though.
But I will say that I believe they at least win or lose one of the next 2 games. And if the Eagles can find a way to win out, I mean, they take number 2, right? Cowboys slide to 5. Matchup difference, definitely favored Eagles.
Right? Eagles already had the roughest schedule in the whole NFL. 7-game streak of tough freaking schedule.
Eagles 2, 49ers. I still have them at number 1. I don't see any team beating them. Number 1, number 2, Eagles. Number 3, Lions. I don't see the Lions going anywhere. Number 4, I would hope it's the Bucks. Right? I'm not gonna go against my team.
Hope. That's
so
the hope.
Number 4, I have the Bucks. Number 5, I have the Cowboys. Number 6. Now this is where it gets tricky.
At number 7.
Oh man, dude, the Seahawks are a much better team than the fucking Vikings right now, but.
Justin, what if I was
is Geno Smith going to be back next game?
What if I was to say, Justin, that somehow the Bucks and Saints make it?
I mean, that's a possibility. They can make it in the 7th seed, right? I don't think they'll make 6th seed.
Nah, no.
They would have to win out, for the 6th seed. Actually, if they win out and we lose one, they can take our spot, and then we
would be the wild card.
Yeah. So
I
just don't like Derek Carr. I don't like Derek Carr on the Saints. I didn't like him on the Raiders either. I don't find any other team that wants him either. I think this is his last kind of stint as a starter quarterback in this league. I think from now on he might be back up, Sammy, especially if they miss the playoffs this year for Derek Carr. With that being said, I don't have the Saints being in my top 7, making the playoffs this year. The
I mean,
Rams,
Carr hasn't
the
performed
Rams,
very well.
the Rams look way better. They still have Aaron Donald. They still have Cooper Kupp. They still have Puka Nacua, Matt Stafford. So I mean, like, I don't see that team missing the playoffs. So really, it's the Vikings and the Seahawks. So I have the Rams at 6.
Like you
At number
said.
7, I have Seahawks.
Okay. Yeah, so I think it's about the same, isn't it?
Yeah, it's about the same. You had what, the Rams at 7, Seahawks at 6.
Nope. I had Seahawks at 7, Rams at 6.
Oh yeah, it's the same then.
Hmm?
The same exact one. Wow.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I was saying. So.
Yeah, I mean NFC.
Great
honestly,
imagination skills.
the reason why we talked mostly about the AFC guys is because like the AFC is so much more competitive than the NFC right now. When you look at the NFC, there's only like really like probably 2 teams,
Top 3 teams.
3 teams that are in the race.
teams.
Whereas you look at the AFC and literally there's it's like
so many teams.
almost any team can make the playoffs right now still. Right?
So many teams in the race. But Justin, I think
that's
we
what
should
we got
hit
for the
this.
playoffs.
Yep, that's
Let's hit
that's
some
the
games.
playoff picture. I want to talk about a little bit about these games. We don't obviously we're about an hour now, so we're gonna go a little over, but not too much.
You want to do rapid fire on them?
Yep, I'm gonna do rapid fire. I'm not gonna hit every single game because that's a lot of games to hit for one.
We're gonna hit. So I'll hit some. You'll hit some. Okay.
Oh, you want to mix it?
Yeah, let's
up.
bring you into the mix.
Wait a sec. No, rapid fire is my segment. No way. You are going to jump in on
We're
that.
gonna get you in the mix. Let's double time this.
Okay. All right. Fine. Wait, you want to go through every single game?
A minute for the best games.
I was about to say, and honestly, like you'd be surprised of how many games we talk about. Like we're not even gonna get a couple seconds into it. You're like, yeah. Like that's what I'm saying. Like, let's hit these. We'll try to hit every game. All right, guys, here we go. So first game, Justin, we got Thursday Night Football with the Chargers going up against the Raiders. With the Raiders coming out on top 63-21. Wow.
You know what's funny about this game, Sammy?
They're pretty much both out.
Like Josh Jacobs was out this game, dude. Their biggest offensive explosion of the season. And Josh Jacobs wasn't a part of it? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I don't understand where the 63 points came from. Dude, this is why the Chargers head coach got fired. End of story. 63-21. You're a defensive-minded coach. What were you doing? I don't understand. I don't want to blame it entirely on him because obviously it's on your defense because your defense gave up that many points. But it's against the Raiders that haven't shown like anything this year. Devontae Adams looks unhealthy or unhappy out there. It looks like the number 1 spot out there is Jacoby Myers. It just doesn't look right. 63 points, man. That's it. That's all I got, Sammy. 63 points.
Yeah, and that was exactly a minute. So yeah, I mean, it's incredible. It's actually insane. You know, and
I
like
couldn't believe my eyes.
About it, right? Like you just talked about it. That's the whole reason. One of the main reasons that he got fired. I mean, you can't allow 63 points as a head coach. I mean, don't get me wrong, it should be mostly on your defensive coach. But, I mean, you have something to say also about 21 points. I mean, 21 points is a good bit, but you scored 0 points in that first half. 0. It was 42-0. Yeah, that's all I have to say because at that point, 42-0, I'm going to tell you right now, I would stop watching my team.
Dude, they missed Justin Herbert so much this game, and it just reiterates how much he really is to that team.
Yep. All right, let's keep going. Speeding
Let's
through
go.
them, Justin. I'm gonna take you all through the Saturday night games, and then we'll go back and forth on Sundays. Vikings at the Bengals, with the Bengals coming out on top 27-24.
You want to speak on this one? I particularly
Yeah,
don't.
you know what? Yeah, you know what?
You're on the
I got
Jake
this.
Browning
No,
train. I
got
want to hear
this.
it.
I got this. All right, so here's my take on this, guys. I'm just gonna say this as easy as possible. Jake Browning, I'm telling you, he is going to be that next quarterback for this. I wouldn't say this team in particular, but wherever he ends up going, he can be that person. He can be. He's showing it. He's proving it. This is 3 wins in a row for this kid, and he's doing amazing out there. So honestly, I just want him to keep doing what he's doing. I got nothing but praises, guys. Like coming out on top 27-24. And, I'm not even going to lie, I had the Vikings winning this. And for him to prove me wrong again, dude, I'm just on his team at this point. They got 21 points in the fourth quarter. If you're a Vikings fan on the defense, how do you allow 24 points? That should not happen. Okay? So at the end of the day, great job, Bengals. You got some stuff to work on, though, Vikings. And that's why I don't have you in the playoff picture. And that's all I have for that.
I agree completely. I know you're on the Jake Browning, train right now, so I wanted to hear your take on it. He's been playing some phenomenal football, Sammy, so I don't blame you for it.
Yeah, he's been incredible, man. Like,
how about that T. Higgins catch? What the? Like, dude,
it's T. Higgins.
That was.
You know what? He can.
That was unbelievable.
Suck my schlong.
Dude, that.
This guy I drafted had the squat the entire year, and then all of a sudden wants to go, oh, I'm back. Yeah, okay. Welcome back. That's
pretty much what
I already
happened.
traded you fucker. So, but yeah, great job from T. Higgins. I mean, we already know he's capable of. It's just injury prone at this point. Like, he's getting to that point where he's starting to become injury prone.
Yeah, it's not what you like to see out of your star wide receivers.
No.
You don't want to see star wide receivers go down, especially. I mean, you do have Jamar Chase though, so I mean they're not extremely worried about it, but it relieves so much pressure having both of them on the field at once. It's just who can guard both of them, right?
Exactly.
Like, safety's busy in the back. Let's move on.
All right, so we got Steelers at the Colts coming out on top, 30-13. Justin, take it away.
Dude, Gardner Minshew was absolutely ripping them. Absolutely ripping. Man, he was playing great. Gardner Minshew. Dude, he can play. He can really play. Anthony Richardson's only played like 2 games this year, man. Gardner Minshew, he looks like he deserves a job somewhere. Saints. But yeah, he looks like he should be a starting quarterback somewhere. Steelers. Yeah. That's all I got for that. We'll see if Mike Tomlin keeps his job.
Yeah, me cracking up back there, man. Yeah, I can agree with you more, man. There's plenty of other opportunities that guy can go.
All right, question.
Colts are going to be good with Richardson coming back, so I think they'll be fine.
Do you think they keep Minshew?
No. I would trade him away. Because
I just wanted to
you
get your
got
thought
Richardson coming back next year. His kid was outperforming almost every damn quarterback and then got hurt. So, yeah, wait for him to come back. Like, the kid's going to be freaking amazing, dude. I can't wait to see what he brings next year. All right, on to the next game, though. We got the Broncos at the Lions. Lions coming out on top, 42-17. Justin, I'm going to just say it right now. Like, do you even want to talk about this game? Because it was
a blowout. It was Jahmyr Gibbs, Montgomery, Jared Goff, 5 touchdowns. Just everything rolling for them offensively. No way the Broncos are going to stop him. Sean Payton, angry, screaming at Russell Wilson. I don't know if you saw that.
I saw that.
That was an interesting clip that I saw. Russell Wilson taking it, not having any repercussion, not blowing back into his face. A lot of people expected for something like that to happen. Because Russell Wilson's been playing. He's been playing.
Man.
He hasn't been playing bad this year, man. He really hasn't. So, a couple mistakes here and there. He gets ripped for it, but I know Sean Payton really wants to make the playoffs, so that's why he did that. But pushing Russell Wilson out the door might not be the answer.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. But what professionalism from Russell Wilson to just honestly take it on the chin and not like. I think this is how players should be, right? With their coaches and stuff. Like, they are your coaches. They are your coaches.
He's a veteran, Sammy.
I understand. Even when you're a veteran,
he played when it was like that.
It's okay. It's okay to get like maybe a little mouthy, but like at the same time, you gotta think of them like as your boss. And it's like, these are your coaches. Like, they're trying to help you. Now, if you think they're stepping out of line, then maybe say that off camera when the cameras aren't shining the brightest. So. And I think maybe that's what Russell Wilson was doing, right? Maybe he was like, I don't want to do this here. Like, I'd rather hash this out in the locker room.
Yeah.
So, and maybe that's what happened. We don't know.
We'll see if they make playoffs, man. Dude, if they make playoffs from here, man, that'd be crazy. But I'm not gonna get on the high horse here and say they're gonna make it. Terrible first half of the season. It's hard to come back from that.
Agreed. All right, on to the next one. We got the Buccaneers at the Packers. Buccaneers coming out on top, 34-20. Hey, yo.
We can both hit it. I'll talk about whatever you don't want to talk about.
Sure. Let's not go into it too much. We're running really.
We kind of already talked about it a lot, so about the Bucs and the Packers earlier.
Yeah. So we mainly hit it. Main thing I want to hit. Baker, keep doing your thing with Chris Godwin. Have I not said this? Have I not preached it? Have I not literally spoken to the damn world and said, please, Lord Jesus, I was praying on my knees. Please hit Chris. Please, Lord. Like, this guy, I'm telling you, I don't know why he's treating him like he's a freaking rookie, but it's pissing me off. And like immediately, like last week, right? Wanted Baker off the roster. I was like, get him out. Just get him out. I'm tired of it. At this point, I want to freaking rebuild. I'm tired of seeing this, like where he's not getting many passes. Finally, 10 receptions, 155 yards. Does that surprise you with Chris, Justin? Because it doesn't surprise me. Not one fucking bit.
Honestly,
bit.
Honestly, it hasn't happened until
last game. It hasn't surprised me because I knew he was capable of doing that. That's why
I knew he was capable, but yeah, I think it surprised me a lot. I didn't see him being that, like that on our offense.
He was a big part of
he got open,
offense.
man. Dude, when he gets open, he's just like any other great wide receiver.
Even in coverage, he makes the cleanest grabs. But like I said,
make someone miss.
Baker was dotting him up in between defenders. It was insane. But the amount of pressure that is on him making that catch in between the defenders is just as much as Baker throwing that. So, like, credit to both of them, man. They did both an amazing job.
Yeah, they both showed up.
Happy.
Great win.
So happy for Bucks, man. It's about time we put up a little bit over 30 points, man, because I was starting to lose a lot of hope for our offensive.
And then for the Packers, is this the last season with Aaron Jones on the Packers roster?
I hope so. He's not performing. Literally, he was the only.
The problem with this is his value is going to be so low right now. Yeah. He's injury prone. He's had 2 injuries throughout the year that hasn't really put him on the field. He's played 3 games, I think, this year.
I don't know
if they can get rid of him.
You should have called up. You should have called up to the freaking coaches to be like, "What? You should have listened to my advice when I told you to trade him away. You should have listened to my advice. I told you to trade him away, but look what you did. You squandered your opportunity."
With his age, he's 29. With his age, dude, I I just don't know if any team, risks it.
Right.
Maybe for RB2. I just don't see him starting as RB1 anymore after the season. It's just sad to see it. I thought he was going to be the head of that Packers team this year. Due to injuries, we couldn't see it. Even the last game, he didn't look that impressive. Kept getting shut out by our Tampa defense. And, damn. That's all there is to it, man. Really.
Pretty much.
I think Jordan Love is still good. I think he's still good. I think he needs more years, but he's literally a mirror of Aaron Rodgers right now. They have very similar stats when they both started in this league as rookie. Well, as what, 3-year rookies. So yeah.
We'll see what he becomes in the future years. But let's move on to the next game, Justin. We're getting held up a little bit. We got the Bears at the Browns with the Browns coming out on top, 20-17. What a fucking close game. And I want to speed this up a lot, Justin. What a fucking close game.
I just want to talk about the Hail Mary, really.
Browns coming out on top, 2017. What are you thinking about here when you're a Bears fan and looking for the next years? And on top of that, like, what did you think when that
I'll tell you right
Hail
now.
Mary was coming up?
I'll tell you right now. I'll tell you.
It was there.
Dude,
it was right there.
This is what every Bears fan right now is thinking. DJ Moore, Cole Kmet, and no one else. Mooney, what he did last year clearly was a fluke, bro. He has done nothing this year, like absolutely nothing. That ball at the end of that game fell into his damn basket, bro, for like 2 full seconds, I swear. Right into his hands. How did he not come up with that, man? How did he not come up with that?
Right?
This is what every Bears fan right now is thinking.
Hit him.
How?
He comes down with it, right? He comes down with it. Literally, he's going down. The ball's coming down with him. Hits him, goes all the way in between his legs, goes up his feet, and then intercepted.
Yeah, I don't know, man. At the same time, man, that's a tough play, right? You're not expecting the ball to fall right into your arms, right?
Yeah. Yep. So,
but if there was something that keeps you on a roster moving forward, it was that. Yeah. Honestly, I don't know if the Bears keep him next season. It does not look good for Mooney. It does not look good. Doesn't look good at all. It looks like DJ Moore, Cole Kmet, or no one else.
Right.
I think Devontae Foreman's getting more targets than Mooney.
And we also need to have Flacco on the radar for stop throwing in INTs because he almost ended up throwing the game. Holy shit.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy.
So gladly they ended up clutching up at the end of the fourth quarter, putting up 13 points, but damn, was it a close one.
I just can't believe that the Browns defense is that good, Sammy, that he can throw interceptions like that and they can still win a game.
Yeah, I don't get it. Let's go to the next one. We got Texans at the Titans, with the Texans coming out on top, 19-16.
Why didn't they trade Derrick Henry?
Anything? Did you want to talk about this?
Why didn't they trade Derrick Henry? I'll leave it at that. That's it. That's all I want to talk about. I don't give a fuck about the Texans. CJ Stroud wasn't playing. Doesn't really mean anything. Yes, it was kind of a must-win for them if they wanted to make a playoff push. They still do need to win a game to make the playoffs. And even then, with some luck. But man, dude, the Titans, what a mistake. I still can't believe it, man.
Yep.
And I'm going to say it every podcast. You can check out the last... you can check out the last 6 podcasts. And I say it every single time. Every podcast. Check it out.
Every time we hit the Titans,
you can skip to the Titans every single time. If you just want to hear a recap of me saying, why didn't you trade Derrick Henry? There you go.
And the best way also to go about how we go through these games, we hit the highlights and we mainly have it in our description what we're talking about. If we did not talk about it, it's going to be in our speed run, or as I like to say it, rapid fire. So, and you guys can check it out in our rapid fire. But on to the next one, Justin. We got the Jets at the Dolphins. Dolphins coming out on top 30-0. Hot 0 from the Jets after a big win this past week.
Dude, Wilson got benched before even halftime.
He got benched. How many times are they gonna bench this guy, man?
And the backup wasn't any better. Like, he was worse.
They should have just kept
It was
him
worse, bro.
They should have just kept him Wilson. I don't understand.
Dude, I don't know what the Jets do moving forward. After that loss, they are now eliminated from playoff contention.
That's it.
Please, for the love of God, I don't care if it's a record. I don't care about any of that. Do not let Aaron Rodgers start again. Just don't let it happen. If it's at the end of the game, he wants to
or
throw
have
a
a
pass,
backup. Have a good
fine.
backup. Have
Just-
a good backup.
yeah, dude,
Get Brownie. Get Brownie as your backup.
Bro, like, if they start Aaron Rodgers, because I know he's expected to be back next week or the following week, right?
Yeah, they're saying
They,
that
he was his deadline was by this week coming up by Christmas time, right?
Yeah.
Well, don't start him. I believe they should have started him. If they win this game, they still have a chance to make playoffs.
But
Now that they're
with being
eliminated, do not
don't
even
risk it.
don't even risk it.
Now,
Get
don't
him
get me wrong.
100%.
He's on his contract
Get-
still, and it's only 1 year. They don't have it extended. They don't have it extended to 2 years. So I would say if they're going to extend it and they plan on extending him another year, then do not start him.
Well, he did say he went on the Pat McAfee show, Sammy, and said that
he talked about it today. I think
he said he wanted to play there for a couple years. He could see himself playing for the Jets well after 2024, in his own words. So he wants to play for the Jets probably to finish his career, right?
Wow, that's surprising. Okay.
With that being said, I just don't see why you would even start him. Not maybe for half a game, okay, right? The ending half of a game when you're getting beat so bad that the other team is just putting their bench players in. Sure, put Aaron Rodgers out there. Let's see what he can do. Get him warmed up. Whatever. He's the fastest player to come back in NFL history at quarterback's position from an ACL tear, right? That's all he really cares about. Get him that title, pull him from the game. We don't see Aaron Rodgers anymore for the remainder of the season. Get him healthy, give him a contract. Hopefully he takes a pay cut so that way they can get some players to protect him, because that's what they need. Because if next season pulls up and he gets injured and goes down the first game of the season, I'm telling you right now, I don't know if the Jets even want him back for another season. So that's how I feel about the Jets, man. The Dolphins didn't have Tyreek Hill. They've been doing what they've been doing to every other team, running it down their throats with Mostert and HN. No one's stopping it, and that's tough. Tyreek Hill's coming back, and you know who they verse next? The Cowboys.
Bills. Oh, not the Bills, yeah, Cowboys. So, yeah, they got a tough game coming up. So, and then we got the Bills coming up last week of the season. So, yeah, so we'll see. I don't really have much to talk about that game, Justin. Obviously, Jets, see you next season. Sorry about this season. It was very unfortunate. Dolphins, you need to win out. Good luck. All right, let's go into the next game.
Two teams that I want to skip. Two teams that I want to skip is Chiefs,
Sure.
Patriots, Giants, and Saints.
All right, let's skip them. Guys, if we are skipping your teams, we do apologize. Just hit up in the comments, hit us in the chat, just let us be like, hey, we wanted you to talk about that game, and we'll gladly talk about it for the next podcast or something. We'll go back to it. Just let us know, or we can just even comment you back and be like, our thoughts on it. But yeah, let's go into this next game, Justin. We got the Falcons at the Panthers. Panthers coming out on top, 9-7. What the fuck? That's all I have to say is what the fuck. How are you letting the Panthers beat y'all when literally you guys just lost against us? So you guys needed to start winning again, and you
I
guys just
I
lose to the
feel
Panthers.
so bad for Atlanta,
Oh,
man. They thought they had it. They thought they had it, man.
they thought the
They're still
Panthers
in
were
it. They're
just
still in it. But really they need us to lose. They need us to like lose 2 games.
yeah.
And they need the Saints to lose. Dude, they have to win out and have us lose and the Saints lose. I don't see it happening. I'm sorry, Falcons fans. You guys are missing the playoffs. And for the Panthers, better luck next year. Get somebody to protect Bryce Young. He looks like a damn popsicle out there. Just getting melted, okay? Dude, get him some blockers. We'll see what he's capable of doing next year. Doesn't work, think about replacing him. But when you see CJ Stroud out there, he doesn't. He's got some nice protection. I'm not gonna lie.
Yep. All right,
I
on to
mean,
the
look
next
at
one,
that.
Justin. I got nothing else to say about it, Justin.
No, I'm good. Let's go.
I'm rolling through. All right, we got the Commanders at the Rams. Rams coming out on top, 28-20. Anything you have to say about that game?
I saw the wide open catch from Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, for the 62 yards. Yeah.
I saw that. How the hell you leave him wide open like that?
I
How does
have
that
no clue.
even?
He was
How does that
so
even
open. It
happen?
was insane. Like literally, he was like freaking naked out there, bro. He had
Dude,
nobody on him.
dude, that was Dude, it was embarrassingly open. Like, dude, wide open Cooper Kupp.
Crazy.
I mean, I
Crazy,
get
man.
it. If it's your third string, he's wide open. Dude, you leave Cooper Kupp wide open? Come on. Easiest touchdown. We're talking about former Super Bowl MVP.
Yep.
Can't leave him that wide open. What the hell were they thinking? Is Ron Rivera's job in question? And just might be.
Yep. We'll see. And then let's go into this next one, Justin. And honestly, I don't even really want to talk about it. I just want to say one thing about it. We got the 49ers at the Cardinals.
I knew it.
49ers coming out top, 45-29. CMC gets 3 touchdowns this game, and that's honestly all I want to say about it. CMC, 3 touchdowns. Surprise, surprise. Keep doing what you guys are doing, 49ers. You guys are looking great. You guys will probably be top seed in the NFC. I'm glad you guys got it. It was scary there for a second when you guys went on a 3-loss streak, but it looks like you guys got all your shit fucking together. It looks like you're rolling away, so just keep rolling.
I got nothing to talk about. 49ers and Cardinals, really. Great to see Kyler Murray back
Yeah,
still,
we got really key games coming up here, and guys, I really wish we could talk more about this, but like I said, we're speed running it. Justin, I will give you exactly 1 minute to talk about these games because these are very good key games, and it's gonna be tough for you to minimize it with them.
I'm good. I'm good with them.
All right, let's start it. So we got the Cowboys at the Bills, with the Bills coming out on top, 31-10. Justin, take it away.
I think the Cowboys defense was asleep. Are they really this bad against the run? Really? Bro, like Josh Allen just handed it off every single play or ran it himself. It was just miserable. They looked tired out there. They looked like they couldn't even handle Josh Allen or the Bills offense, and many teams were able to stop them this year. Dude, I thought I had the Cowboys mopping the floor with the Bills, knocking them from contention. I had that much faith in you guys. Well, you know what you guys did? You guys doomed it. And now the Eagles have a chance to come back and take your spot, which they have an easier record or easier concluding games. That's number 1. Number 2, if things stay how they are, you're going to be versing Tampa. And good luck, because you guys lost every single time you go against us in the playoffs. And that's it. The Bills, they still in their situation where they have to win out. It's great to see Josh Allen playing like MVP level. I'm not going to say he's the MVP of the league. Hell to the no. Absolutely.
If they make this comeback, Justin, and they end up, I'm telling you,
dude, I hate Bills fans right now because Josh Allen will have one game like that, and you guys will be like, MVP, MVP.
He could be a sneak
no.
MVP.
Bro.
He could be a sneak.
How many interceptions does he have?
He could be okay. Let's talk about the interceptions.
Don't talk about it.
No,
Don't talk about it being his fault.
Yeah, let's talk about these interceptions.
I don't want to hear.
We're not going to talk about the total yards he has or the touchdowns he has, even though he has most touchdowns out of any quarterback right now in the whole entire NFL. We're not going to talk about that. We're only going to talk about his interceptions. I'll leave it at that, Justin. I'm not going to get too much into this.
What happened to Dak and the Cowboys last season?
We don't have time. We don't have the time for this, Justin.
Oh, no. Let's make the time. Let's make the time right now. What happened to the Cowboys last season when Dak Prescott threw 30 interceptions? Bro, I'm just saying.
You're not baiting me. You're not baiting me into this. Yeah. You're not.
A lot of the losses have become apparent because of the turnover, Sammy. Right? I can't say he deserves MVP. I'll get into it at the final statement of this podcast, who I believe should be MVP of this league if MVP wasn't all quarterbacks.
If MVP wasn't about quarterbacks, there's only one clear-cut winner, and that's CMC. We already talked about that, though. I've talked about that on the last podcast. I'm just talking about it as of right now. He can be a runner-up for the MVP.
Yes and no. I have two guys that I want to talk about. Obviously, CMC. The other one I'll talk about at the end.
Okay. All right, let's get into the next game, Justin. We got the Ravens at the Jags, with the Ravens coming out on top 23-7. Justin, take it away.
I mean, just like how you said earlier, Trevor Lawrence wasn't looking 100% out there. ETN was trying to do most of the work, and it was half-hearted because the Ravens' defense. I don't know what to say about this game, Sammy. Do the Ravens look really good, man? They just do. The games that they lost this season was because of a field goal or a ending field goal or a turnover that happens. They just had some late game mishaps that lost them a game. But without those, they're not losing. They're just winning. This is a scary team. They're top of the AFC for the first time in a while. We'll have to wait and see what happens with these two teams moving forward. I think the Ravens are good enough to win the Super Bowl. I think the Jags are not there yet, and I think they're our first round or second round exit.
I agree with some of the things you said. I also disagree with some of the things you said, and I'll just hit it real quick. The things I do disagree on, Justin, is thinking that their losses weren't that bad. Actually, they were, because their offense did not do anything. That was their problem. Defense was doing everything. And the offense, and Lamar Jackson particularly, wasn't doing his job. So that is the only disagreement I had on that segment. But outside that, yeah, right on the nose. And last but not least, we got Monday Night Football. Eagles at Seattle. It's the Seahawks. Seahawks coming out on top 20-17. What? Justin, go ahead. Explain this to me.
All right, Eagles fans. I just want you to know I feel bad for you. It's 3 losses in a row. Your other division opponent is ahead of you. And if you guys don't win some damn games, you guys are going to be 5th seed. For a team that was 9-0, a 5th seed because of these losses. Is Jalen Hurts because of the flu? He wasn't playing as well. Darius Slay was out. I don't want to hear no damn excuses. Y'all lost to the Seahawks with Drew Lock. Drew Lock. And he damn near made it look easy out there. DK Metcalf was pulling in some crazy-ass catches. Don't get me wrong. But Drew Lock was placing them there. Just remember that. And Eagles, y'all defense let him do that to y'all on the big stage, Monday Night Football. When you guys, if you lose, drop to the 5th seed, that's embarrassing. And this is when Eagles fans start burning jerseys and doing stupid shit.
All right. Great take. Although I will say this and point out, Eagles also have a very easy schedule for the rest of the year, remainder of the year. They got the Giants, they got the Cardinals, they got the Giants. Not very worried about them winning out. It's just more on the lines of, can the Cowboys lose one more? That's what they're hoping for, right? Can the Cowboys lose one more? They
But I
can
mean,
lose at least one more.
they if
can
they
get
win
that
this
back to the
game,
second spot.
if they would have won that game,
They should have won
Cowboys are
that game.
looking no further than the
But
5th seed.
we did say if there was one literally loss they would have, it would be against Seattle. Out of all of them, it would be like, it would be Seattle. That would be our freaking coin toss.
Not if
right?
we
Like,
knew Drew Lock was starting.
You're absolutely right.
not.
I didn't think Gino
Absolutely
was
not. Nobody
No,
was taking.
You're
the
absolutely right.
The
And
Seahawks,
that's why I said I agree.
And
like
I
they
do have to
deserve
give-
they deserve what's coming to them. They lost to a secondary string quarterback.
I gotta give a lot of credit to Kenneth Walker out there. He looked phenomenal. Was absolutely ripping them. I mean, it's just nice to have him back healthy. Just wow. Kenneth Walker, great job. Drew Lock, great job.
Yep.
You guys might make playoffs even without
Gino?
yes.
Okay, Gino
Even
Smith.
without Geno Smith.
Okay. All right.
That's
and
all I got
that
for that
is-
one, man.
Yeah, and that is all the games, guys. We pretty much hit everyone except 2 games. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. We went way over time. But
One more thing.
You know,
I
we
gotta
definitely
hit my
really wanna talk
MVP.
about those playoffs.
I gotta hit my MVP, Sammy.
Sure.
If it wasn't such a quarterback trophy or award, Tyreek Hill, CMC. Is there really anybody else? The quarterbacks this year, not impressed. I'm not impressed.
After missing a game
there's
though
not
with
one
Tyreek
quarterback.
Hill,
There's not
unfortunately, I
one
think CMC
quarterback
takes
in this
the
league
top
right
seed.
now that definitely deserves an MVP. Not one.
Right.
Regardless of record, etc. If there was one, Brock Purdy. Has there been anybody
Yeah.
more efficient?
Well, he
better
is
QBR,
probably-
better team, like MVP.
He's probably gonna be the one.
If it's
that
going
gets
to
MVP.
quarterback, Brock Purdy. Then Tyreek Hill, or then CMC, then Tyreek Hill. Dude, if Tyreek Hill gets 2,000 yards and they give it to Brock Purdy, I'm over
They're
here
gonna
just
give it
like,
to Brock
dude,
Purdy.
like, how? Like,
They're gonna get a Brock Purdy.
how in the world did this man get 2,000 yards and you just gotta give it to the quarterback anyways? It's just unbelievable. That's it.
Yeah. And that's it. Justin, go ahead and take us away, man.
All right, guys. Well, it's been a different podcast, obviously. We gone way over time. Next week, we're going to be going over the games. We're not going to be going over the playoffs because we hit it this week. When it gets closer, probably week prior.
Probably the week
2 more
prior.
weeks, guys. We'll start to dig more into the playoff stuff, talk about those games. All the eliminated teams in that podcast, we're not going to be talking about unless any news comes out. So we're sorry ahead of time, but we're going to be hitting most of the teams that are going to be moving on to the playoffs here further. If you guys hit us up on the comments and you guys want us to talk about a team, feel free to do that. We'll talk to you guys about that. But without that, go ahead and like the video, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next Tuesday at 6 o'clock.
See you guys. Hope you see you
We
guys.
got in some
next time.
heated debates, Sammy.
We did. All right, guys. We'll see you guys next time. Take it easy. Have a great rest of your night. We'll catch you